everyone. In our last lesson, we were learning about sample space, and we created trees to help us find out what all the possible outcomes were. So making sandwiches, you had 2 types of bread with 4 types of filling, so you would have 4 sandwiches for each thing. However, sometimes in math, we don't want to make all those different trees. So today I'm going to show you how do you find the same answers without going through all the work of writing out the trees. We call this the fundamental counting principle. And so today we're going to talk about what is the fundamental counting principle. I seem to have lost my pen. And we're going to see how it works in action. So first of all, let's talk about the fundamental counting principle. So this is a rule. This is a rule or a principle. That's why they call it a principle. It's a rule of math that says that the total number of possible outcomes or is used to help us find the total possible. So it's a way to find the total possible outcomes of 2 or more events. We use these events in different ways. So let's say that an event has possible outcomes, right? So let's say that we have one event. This first event has m number of outcomes. M number of outcomes. It's unknown because we don't know. So let's say we roll a dice. Okay, it has a certain number of outcomes. Then we have another event. This event has n number of outcomes. It says, this rule says that I can take these outcomes and I can multiply them together to get m times n. This will give me the fundamental counting principle. And you're probably like, Miss Elander, I have no clue what that even means. So I'm going to put this in action for you so that you can see it. But just know that this is a way to find total possible outcomes. Okay, the goal though is that it has 2 or more events. So I made a sandwich and it has certain fillings. I could just multiply and find the answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at an example and go from there. So the fundamental counting principle. Let's say that I want to find the total, so example A, find the total possible outcomes of rolling a number cube and flipping a coin. All right, so first of all, our job is to figure out, okay, the first part of the experiment. Well, the first part of the experiment is rolling a number cube, right? So there's one experiment, rolling a number cube. You could get 6 outcomes, right? 6 outcomes. Okay, so a number cube has 6 possible outcomes. Flipping a coin is the second experiment or the second event. And when we flip a coin, we have 2 outcomes. You could either have heads or tails. Well, this fundamental counting principle says that instead of creating a sample space or a tree diagram, instead you can just take this 6 and this 2, and you can go 6 times 2, and you get 12 outcomes. So you're just multiplying the outcomes from each event and figuring out how many total outcomes there are. Okay, let's do another one. So you don't have to make any trees, you just get to find the possible outcomes. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say, oh goodness, where is it? Example 2, extra example number 2. Okay, of rolling 2 number cubes. So let's say that I want to know what is the possible outcomes, what's the fundamental counting principle, how many possible outcomes can I have if I roll 2 number cubes. Okay, so I'm going to roll 2 number cubes. So my experiment number 1 is a number cube. We know that there are 6 possible outcomes. And if I do it again, example number 2 says, or event number 2, sorry, says I'm also using a number cube. So that one has 6 possible outcomes. So when I roll these number cubes, I can get a total of 36 different outcomes. I could have a 1 and a 6 together paired up. I could have a 2 and a 4. I could have a 3 on one cube and a 3 on the other cube. There's 36 possible outcomes because when I take these 2 numbers and I do 6 times 6, I get 36 outcomes. I could get a 1 and a 3, right? So a 1 and a 3. Here's event 1, here's event 2. Or maybe I get a 6 on this number cube and I get a 4 on this one. Okay, or another example would be maybe I roll a 2 and I roll a 2. All of these are examples of what can come up within these 36 outcomes. So there's 36 possible outcomes. All right, go ahead and hit pause right now if you need to finish writing this down, because I'm going to turn my page and we are going to do a try it. So turn your, hit pause if you needed to, so that way you could finish writing it down. Here are the try-its for today. And our try-its today say, find the total number of possible outcomes of spinning the spinner and randomly choosing from numbers 1 to 5. Okay, well, I gotta see what the, so we've got a spinner and you are randomly choosing one to 5 on the spinner. I don't really like this example. Let's say this. Yeah. Okay, randomly choosing 1 to 5 on the spinner. And I'm going to add in a second thing. Okay, because that would just give us 5 because we only have one event. Or rolling a number cube. Okay, so we have a spinner that's 1 to 5 there's your spinner, or a number cube. Okay, go ahead and hit pause right now so you don't hear me solving, and then when you're ready, come on back and check your work. Okay, so randomly choosing a spinner, there are 5 outcomes that we could have. So you could have 5 outcomes. Rolling a number cube. Rolling a number cube has 6 outcomes. Times the 6 outcomes. So we're going to get a grand total of 30 outcomes. There are 30 possibilities when you spin the spinner while rolling a number cube. All right, go ahead and answer your essential question now. How do we find how do we use the fundamental counting principle? And then go ahead and put your level of understanding out to the side. Where are you at? How are you feeling? And then when you are ready, you can come on back to Google Meet and ask for help, or you can go and do your practice work. As always, I appreciate all of your hard work and effort, and make it a great day.